the next thing I'd like to talk about is parallel circuits. I'll draw up here an example of what a parallel circuit looks like. Now in a parallel circuit, you have energy leaving the battery, and at this point right here it has to make the choice of going straight down here or going across to this resistor. Since they act like one-way streets, once they hit this point, the energy heads back up towards the battery. Now, Kirchhoff's law states two things. That it says that in a parallel circuit, the voltage is the same everywhere. And it keeps going. It also says that the current at the battery is equal to the current at all the loads added up. So these are two things that we have to keep in mind. Now, how does resistance fit into this? Well, as if you recall, resistance is equal to voltage over current. If these two things swap spots, then current is equal to voltage over resistance. We're going to plug this in to this equation here. What do we get? Voltage total over resistance total is equal to voltage 1 over resistance 1 plus voltage 2 over resistance 2, and so on. Now, since we know voltage is equal everywhere, these cancel out. Now, as a result, our last equation is 1 over total resistance is equal to 1 over the resistance at spot 1 plus 1 over the resistance at spot 2, and so on. With these three equations, we can solve a parallel circuit. So let me draw one for example. So I've drawn here an example of a parallel circuit with voltage total referring to the power source, this being voltage 1, or sorry, resistor 1, the second one being resistor 2, and this being resistor 3. So press pause on the video, try the question out, and come back when you're ready. Okay, we know that according to Ohm's law, resistance is equal to voltage over current. 6 divided by 6 is equal to 1 ohm, not 1 amp. 1 ohm. So we know that. We also know that voltage is the same everywhere. So this becomes 6 volts, this becomes 6 volts, this becomes 6 volts. We know the total current is equal to 6 amps. 1 plus 2 is equal to 3 amps. Now, 6 divided by 1 makes us a resistance of 6 ohms. 6 divided by 3 makes us a resistance of 2 ohms. And 6 divided by 2 is equal to a resistance of 3 ohms. Now, 6 plus 2 plus 3 equals 1. Let's go through how that works. We know the formula equal to 1 over resistance total is equal to 1 over resistance 1 plus 1 over resistance 2 plus 1 over resistance 3. Now let's plug our values in here. 1 over 1 is equal to 1 over 6 plus 1 over 2 plus 1 over 3. 1 divided by 1 is easy. It's 1.0. 1/2 is also easy. That's 0.5. 1 over 3 is easy. It's 0.33. And 1 divided by 6 is easy. It's about 0.17. Now, 0.7 plus 0.5 plus 0.3 is equal to 1.